There's no question, if you see where the stock we've held up over the 16 months, the focus on sport, the focus on growth, they understand then the portfolio that we have, 3 strong brands, Nike, Converse, and Jordan, the focus on sport and how we're segmenting each of the brands by sport, and then ultimately paying it off in 190 countries around the world is only Nike can do at the size and scale that we are.
But when I talk to analysts on Wall Street, they're relatively complimentary of what you've done, but they are still concerned about sales growth, which is still relatively flat. They're concerned about profitability, which to a certain extent is not quite there, at least not to their liking. When do you get there? When do you get there to a sustainable growth rate on revenue and, more importantly, generating more profits and wider margins?
One of the things that we've talked a lot about is what is the top line growth rate with our investors and the bottom line expectations, and we're confident that we'll be able to get there. We're confident that the sport offense is the path forward. Those 3 brands, a portfolio of brands, portfolio of sports, footwear, apparel, accessories, and then again paying it off in the marketplace. And so the newness and freshness is working. We had some proof points in the last quarter. North America being back to growth, which was a strong result for us. It's our largest reporting segment, running back to double-digit growth. And then, of course, our wholesale business, which is critically important to the future of our business to serve consumers wherever they choose to shop, also back to growth.
So running North America was up more than 20%. Overall, North America was up 9% across the board. I want to talk about the wholesale, though. In North America, that did great. I think it was roughly about 20% as well. But there's been some criticism that maybe the sell-in that you've done is maybe too heavy into North America and not necessarily broad-based across the globe.
The focus was across the entire globe in terms of the wholesale side of the business. I think the team in North America, led by Tom Petty, who's a seasoned veteran, he has the relationships.
Not the singer.
No, that's P-E-D-D-I-E for correction. But he has tremendous understanding of the marketplace, the consumer, and he and his team have done a really nice job getting back in with the wholesale partners and driving that level of growth. And you'll start to see that across the rest of the world as well. I'm confident in the leaders that we have in place and the desire for our retail partners to serve their consumers. We have a joint consumer, and they want access to our brands.
Is that relationship better with them? I mean, Nike gravitated away from those retail partners to a certain extent back in the early 2020s. I know they kind of tried to reset under Donahoe before you then came in. When you talk about being able to sell through Amazon or Macy's or whoever else here, they're comfortable with what you're giving them, selection-wise, price-wise?
Yeah, I think there's no question. We're having to pull a lot of our products forward and to really drive that innovation and that newness and freshness. I think we have an opportunity around depth that we're still working through to make sure that we have the depth to drive the revenue and profits that they expect from us. And we are committed to doing that because ultimately, when we're driving growth and profitability for our retailers, that's how we take market share, and that's certainly I think something that I am really challenging our team around is that growth, profitability, and then ultimately taking back market share.